Where are you going? You're going to stand up there? I know. Okay, so did you hit recording? I hit record.
I'm just kidding. I want to be dramatic.
Oh my goodness. Thank you guys so much for coming tonight. This is a nice crowd we have here. I see a lot of faces I haven't seen before, so I know we've got a lot of guests in the room. So thank you so much, guests, for coming and hearing what we have to talk about, some of the passions that we have. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Sarah Handy. I'm the National Vice President with Arbonne. And this is Ashley.
I'm a regional vice president with Arbonne. That means nothing to half the people in the room. So that's the third of 4 levels in this company. So we like to say that, and then you leave here feeling like you've learned Farsi because we're like RVP and MVP and DM and this, and y'all are like, I don't know what that means. So that just means third of 4 levels in the company.
Yeah. So what we're going to do tonight is a few different things. Ashley and I are going to present tonight a little bit differently than we ever presented before.
Ooh.
So
Sarah's gonna dance.
I got a lot of dollars.
No, but really, Ashley and I, we went on a VP retreat a couple weeks ago. We were in Oklahoma, and we were there with 140 other VPs that are all under an amazing lady. Her name is Cecilia Stoll. She's our main upline, so we call her kind of like our grandma, great-grandma, wherever. But she has 500 VPs in her success line. So we were 2 of 140 that got to be there. And what was so amazing is that not only is she so humble, she just has such an amazing vision for the future, for the people that lock arms with her. And I'm so impressed that every time I see her and other people around me, they've never met her before, and she knows everybody's name and something about them. And I just think that that is just amazing. She's been with the company for, I think, 26 years. But we were fueled by some pretty inspiring people. Some of the very top of all of Arbonne were around us. We got to know them personally, and they just got to talk life over us. And so today we kind of thought, you know what, we're just like fired up with what we were able to experience. And that was just a couple weeks ago. And we've been on other calls since we left. And so we just thought, you know, we have a whole presentation here that we normally do. But Ashley and I got talking the other day, and there's just so much happening with Arbonne, so much happening with the company, and we're just so excited. And so we just really wanted to share with you in a different light. So we're really just kind of like talking off the hip with some things tonight. But
if anybody would rather do like a 35 PowerPoint slide presentation, just raise your hand. 2. Okay, outnumbered.
So,
vetoed.
Since we have quite a bit of guests in the room, why don't you tell everybody a little bit just to start your story so they know who you are.
Yeah, so I joined Arbonne July of 2016. I actually met Sarah at a hibachi restaurant. Totally did not know her, did not know anything about Arbonne. I'd lived overseas. I'm active duty Air Force as well. So that's a little bit about my background. And so I didn't even know what Arbonne was. And meet her at a hibachi restaurant. We totally hit it off, become friends. Add her on Facebook, because that's what you do when you make new friends. And then Facebook stalked her that night, because that's what you do when you add new friends. So totally got into all of her business, and I saw that she did Arbonne. And I Googled it, and network marketing came up. So I told my husband I was going to delete her off of my friends list, because there was no way that I could be friends with one of those people that do network marketing. And he's like, she never even said anything to you about it. And I was like, I know, but you know what, I'm just going to cut ties before, you know, things get serious. Let's go ahead and nip it. And he said, I really liked her husband. Why don't, you know, we just give them a chance, and then we can not be friends with them when they start trying to recruit us and everything like that. And they never did. I just kept seeing her life change every single month. And usually you see somebody's life change after like a 5-year checkup. You know, like you see them on Facebook, you're like, oh, they had a baby or something. But her life was changing monthly. And they were having to reassess their family's finances and future and possibilities monthly. And I was like, okay. She's not that different than I am. Her hair's longer, but I mean, I can totally do what she's doing. And so I went to her presentation when she got her free Mercedes from Arbonne, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. But that's when I was like, all right, let's roll. Like, she just got handed a free car. I can totally do this. So signed up in July, and I have been having such a blast ever since. What I thought I was worried about not making the $79 back has now tripled mine and my husband's income. So pretty happy about that.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. So I mentioned I'm a national vice president. So of course, like third level of Arbonne national vice president is the tippy top. So I started my Arbonne journey about 3.5 years ago. I was just watching a friend on Facebook posting regularly about a protein shake that she was drinking and a healthy program that she was doing. And I wanted in. I just wanted to feel better. I wanted to lose some pounds, you know, maybe not be so stressed. I just wanted more energy. So I started doing it and I felt amazing. And I just couldn't keep quiet about it. I just started sharing it with people. People noticed a difference in me and they kept saying, what are you doing? So I just started sharing it. And like a good client, I kept sending everybody to my friend Mindy. And she would ask me to do the business. And I said, I'm good. I don't need to do this business. I am totally, you know, great in life. Our family was doing well. I had a successful career. I had been in finance for at the time 15 or 16 years. And so I did not have the time to look at the business. I thought it's cute. You go make money. I'll just keep passing people to you. And I did for 2 years. I passed her lots and lots of people. I would even take pictures of my protein shake and post that on Facebook. And I would say, here's today's protein shake, da, 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 da. If you're interested, contact my friend Mindy Preddy. Here's her phone number. So then people could just contact her directly. And I have no idea really how many people I sent her.
A lot. She's still very grateful.
Yeah. Thank you. So fast forward, I started thinking about preparing for impact. I started thinking about what if scenarios. What would happen if I passed away? Well, we had life insurance, that was okay. But what would happen if I lost my job, or I got sick, or I was injured in a car accident? Or how long would my family be able to withstand the lifestyle that we had? How would we be able to survive our bills? Like, where would we really be at? And I just started thinking about it, and I said, you know what? I'll figure that out in a minute. But I said, you know what? I've got 2 people that I'm sending her. I said, you know what? Let me take a look at the comp plan. And I was really blown away. And I said, you know what? If I could figure out a way to put this into the nooks and crannies of my day, because I am so busy, like I literally don't have time. My evenings would be either family or doctor's appointments, dentist appointment, like everything that I could pack into my weekends or my evenings. And I just figured out if I can do 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, and things like that, then I could work this business. And I did. And I started to get a passion for helping people get healthy. I started having a passion for helping other people build a business, and, you know, for them to be able to stay home with their kids, or for them to be able to have a second stream of income and just really become life-changing for them. And so we watched Mindy, and I kind of followed in her footsteps. My husband went to high school with her and her sisters, so he has no problem saying, show me your paycheck. That was a big eye-opener. So when she would show him, he said, okay, this is what's possible. And so finally, they started paying down their home. And so we said, you know what if we paid down our debt? What if we could pay down our house? What if I didn't have to work until I'm 65, working 50, 60-hour work weeks? What if I could retire earlier? What if I could leave my job in 10 years or 5 years, like Ashley was saying, reevaluate. And so finally, this summer, we paid off our home. We paid all of our debt off, and I retired from my career. So it has been maybe 5 weeks that I have not been working. It's pretty nice. I mean, I obviously work my Arbonne business still in nooks and crannies. Everyone says, you know, so now that you don't have your full-time job, are you just going to work Arbonne full-time? No,
You don't have
I'm
to.
gonna have to. I'm gonna have time with my family, time with my daughter. I've been able to pick her up from school, drop her off, bring her lunch. I'm probably annoying the heck out of her right now because I'm constantly, what else can I do? I'll come bring you lunch. I'll come pick you up. I'll take your friends home, because I can and I love it. So I'm just gonna keep doing it until she tells me to back
She's like,
off.
Mom, you're always here now.
Yeah. Yay. Yeah. You have something else to do.
Yeah, you hang all my friends if I wasn't even there.
Yeah. I've got all
She's
the
like
friends.
carpool with 5 random kids.
Yeah. And I do love it. But she does. She turns around and looks at my husband and I, and she just says, this is so cool. It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You guys are both home. You both can come to a lot of my events and all of our events. So it has completely changed my family's life in the last 3.5 years that I've been doing Arbonne. It's awesome. So we want to talk to you guys a little bit about what Arbonne is.
Having like a strobe light.
Yeah, I'm not quite
It's ready for you to dance.
Let's search
Try
for a
to read your
signal.
paper, Sarah. I wonder if that nudged something.
Maybe.
Possibly. Could be. But we're not going to really go through the slides. We're only going to have a couple of them up here anyway. So if it goes off, we're not going to worry about it. It is strange. I'm not a very tech person. For anybody who knows me, knows that I always have technical issues. So
If anybody knows how to fix it, we're more than welcome to
Yeah,
help.
it is what it is.
I know.
See, anybody can do Arbonne. No technical skills required.
Tonight, we definitely want to tell you guys a little bit about Arbonne and the company. Maybe share some things with you you weren't aware of. We also want to go through the compensation and what this business can do for you, because it's always kind of show me the money. Like if I'm going to do something, is it worth it? And just kind of go from there. So we've got a lot to share with you. So I'm going to go ahead and just get started with it about Arbonne. So a lot of people don't realize this, but Arbonne's been around for almost 4 decades. And so we have been around for a long time. We've been vegan before anybody even knew what vegan was. We were founded by a wonderful man named Peter Mork. He was a botanist and entrepreneur. And he was in Switzerland, and he decided he had 2 visions in life. And one of his visions was to create a botanically based product that could be for the masses, that was pure, and that was something that was affordable. So he gathered up some of his chemist friends across the globe, and what they did is they came up with 19 products. This is way back when, right? Arbonne has a lot more than 19 products today. But when they came up with these products, they started to look at how are they going to bring it to market. And they realized that bringing it to the retail level was going to add a lot of extra costs. There was going to be marketing and advertisement and a lot of extras that was going to raise the price up. So he realized that the way to do it was to be looking at multi-level marketing. And so his other vision at that time was that he thought that if you could make women, at the time, women millionaires, that they could change the world. And so that was his vision, and he was so forward thinking all the time into, was it just back and forth?
I just hit blank. I don't know what that button does.
Oh, okay, we're blank.
I assume it's a blank screen.
That's okay. But he was so forward thinking. And so he has long passed away, but his son is our managing director of the company. And so he still has a very, very, very big presence. And what we love too is that the product line that we have now today allows not just women to become millionaires, but men as well. We have so many different things. So we have nutrition, Arbonne nutrition is kind of what, let me just see hands. Who has done our nutrition program? Lots of people.
You're doing it.
We're doing it now.
Yeah, we're doing it now.
Yeah, we're doing it now. Okay, so I know that there's a lot of people in this room have done it, right? That's been our passion, of really showing people how to get healthier. There's so many programs out there on how to lose weight, but we want to show people how to get healthy. And I also feel like that's how a lot of us have built our business. There's some people who have started Arbonne because they were interested in the business solely, or they were interested in the skincare, cosmetics, or whatever it is. We've got shampoo, we've got everything really. But let me also see a show of hands of the consultants that were clients that did the nutrition program first before becoming a consultant. So quite a few people. Yeah, so that's kind of the interesting
Or just
too.
signed up to get the discount.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it became a huge business.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So many people do it a little differently, but nutrition is definitely one of our biggest key things. And we also have sport lines. So there's pre-sport, there's during sport, after sport. So it's also become a men and women business. And so we have a lot of successful people that have joined Arbonne for various different reasons. We do have probably about 350 products, but I'd say right now a little bit more because we have our whole holiday line that's out, so probably closer to 400. But thinking about 19 products is where we first started out, and he was wanting botanically based products with ingredients that were pure, safe, and beneficial. And all of our product line is the same. So we have a lot of bragging rights. The bragging rights that we really try to focus on today is our ingredient policy that we have. It is so strict. There is no other product on the market that is like Arbonne's products. I mean, things will speak for themselves when you try them and you feel them and you smell them, they're amazing. But when you really dig down into the ingredients, they're phenomenal. We don't formulate with gluten or dairy or soy or artificial sweeteners or colors. We don't have parabens or phthalates. There's just so many things that we don't put in our products. And the reason why is because we still follow European standards. And European standards are so much higher than the United States. They're looking at 1,400 ingredients that are banned, the things that they feel are potentially harmful that you cannot be putting into products. And so we follow that rule. The United States, I think we're at 12 now. 12 ingredients are the only things that the U.S. is banning. It's terrible, right? So I don't know. I'd much rather be working, with products that I'm using day in and day out that are healthier for me, that will not be causing all sorts of who knows what harmful things to my body. So, but we give in every once in a while. You're at a hotel or something. This is the only thing I have. Got to use it, and then you break out later. But yeah.
True story.
Yeah. So, anything you wanted to share a little bit on the products?
We talk a lot about the nutrition program. I mean, for the guests in the room, this is brand new. You guys saw how many hands went up. I think that is such a key to building a successful business because it comes so naturally to just share it, right? When you start getting healthier, it is a domino effect. You're going to lose some weight. Your skin's going to get better. Your energy level is going to get higher. You're going to get better sleep, which means you're more fun to be around as a human being, right? And so when you start going to work and you're like a week into our healthy living program, your coworkers and people are like, you're not a total pain in the butt to be around anymore. What in the world are you doing? It's so obvious that there is a change going on intrinsically inside of you. And that is like a key moment for so many people that they realize how easy it is to share. And they realize that we are all network marketers. It's just some of us get paid for it and some of us don't, right? If we see someone like, oh, I love that sweater that you have on. That is so cute. You go, oh girl, I got it at this boutique. It was on sale. Go see my friend. Her name's Meredith. Tell her I sent you. She'll give you 20% off. You just network marketed. But is Meredith giving you that 20%? Nope, she's giving it to me as the client, right? And so you start to realize that word of mouth becomes a lot easier. And I think when you take the head trash out of like, oh, I'm selling stuff to people and I'm pushing products to people. Listen, here's the deal. We don't move people by the products that we sell. We move people by the stories that we tell. We move people by the way that this business changes lives, right? Like these products are game changers, hands down. There's nothing in Arbonne that you can use that's not going to do what it says it's going to do and work the way it says it's going to work, and probably even better than you expected. But the business is a life changer. And we usually go through about 50,017 slides about the products and what's in them and what they're formulated with and what they're not formulated with and why they're so amazing. But if you guys could just entertain us for a little bit, we just want to have a candid conversation about what can you do with this business? How much money can you make? I'm a dollars girl. I'm like, show me the dollar bills. The other stuff will come later. And it did. But if I'm being honest, the reason that I signed up to do it is because I wanted more money. I wanted more money. I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to change so many lives today. Now I feel like that every single day, but that was not my initial being. I wanted more money. And if you are thinking, what if this could be the thing, right? Like, what if this could be the one thing that gets me closer to my goal, or gets me to stay at home with my kids a little more, or gets me the hell away from my kids some more? I don't know. I'm not judging. But, you know, we've all got a different reason why we would like to have more money. And sometimes it's not for the actual dollar sign in the bank account. It's for what that money can provide you in life. So I want to just kind of talk about the business. Are y'all cool with that? Yeah. Okay, cool. We can sample the products and stuff later. So Sarah, we talked about the third and the fourth level and yada, 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 and what that all means. So when you sign up for the business, you are signed up as an independent consultant. After that, there's 4 levels of management: district manager, area manager, regional vice president, and national vice president. If you want to remember that for a pop quiz, just remember darn. And I just would always remember, darn, that's a lot of money when I get to that end. That's how I used to remember it. I'm in the military, so we do acronyms for everything. Darn. All my military people are like, yeah. I get it now. I get it. Totally get it. Darn. You'll never forget it now. Darn it. You'll never forget it. So the cool thing at district manager is not only do you make commission on your clients and your client sales, but you start to make commission on your own sales, on your own purchases that you buy for yourself. So say that you're like, hey, I want to totally stock my house with some hand soap. I want, some fit shoes to go in a cute little bowl. My neighborhood kids rob me and they call it taffy. They come in my house all the time to see the dog and they're like, can we have some taffy? I'm like, you need to tell your mama to sign up as a preferred. Stealing all my fit shoes. I love those things. Anyways, that's what everybody's getting for Halloween this year at the Strong household. All Arbonne fit shoes. No Snickers in my house. But anyway, so at district manager, you start to get paid for shopping. Like, I'm cool with that. I love to shop. I love to get paid. So you get to
a discount.
Yeah, and you get the discount, right? So you get paid to shop. You get an additional 8% commission on top of the 15 to 35% commission that you're getting paid anyways as an independent consultant. At area manager, what's so cool is you get another 6% raise, and your business is willable at this point. That's huge. I know there's kids in here with people, and then there's people that are like using this as, y'all are the ones that are like, oh, I get to get away from my kids a little bit. I got to go to an event. Yeah, mommy's got to work. But you can will your business at that point, and there are no other network marketing, social marketing, word of mouth share, whatever you want to call companies like that have the multi-level setup. There's no other companies out there that has businesses that is willable, and you get to pick when you want to get to that area. So how cool is that if something, God forbid, was to happen to you, everyone that is in your business that is still working is going to generate income for you and your family. So that's pretty special. Her daughter's 14, and I always tell her, Jordan's signing up on my team, not hers, but I'm recruiting her early. I'm going to get your son too, Marshall. I'm totally kidding, sort of. But no, I mean, if something was, to happen to Sarah, then Jordan would have that income. And when you really get your mind wrapped around what residual income is, like any consultant that's in this room, where's my consultants? Raise your hand. So y'all are all getting paid right now. It's pretty cool, right? Like, Allison, I'm going to call you out because this is my amazing hairdresser.
Yeah.
Isn't she awesome?
She is.
But you're not getting paid right now because you're not at your salon chair, right? Like, Erin is a masseuse. How much are you getting paid for massages right now?
0.
Right. So you see what I mean? Like, when you really wrap your head around residual income, gosh, I don't know why anyone in the world would not want a piece of that pie. anyways. So then after that is regional vice president, and that's the level that I'm at. So on top of all of the other benefits you get at every other level, you get another 3% raise. So we're on up now with all these percentages. I'm from Alabama, so I don't do public math, but y'all are tracking with me. So just add it up on your cell phone or something. But at regional vice president, you get a free Mercedes. Vroom, vroom. Like, and so y'all saw our two out there. Yeah, it's Sarah's second one, and it's my first. And what's really cool is Arbonne gives you $800 a month towards any Mercedes of your choice. The only rule is it's got to be white. So if you want to get like a 1920 model classic, you can. If you want to get a 2018 off the showroom floor, you can. You want to get a beater from your like cousin's uncle's husband's ex-girlfriend, Gina, you can. It doesn't matter. It's just got to be white, and it's got to be a Mercedes. And what's beautiful is if it is under the $800 a month, you get to pocket that extra. So like my car payment, for example, is $513. So my husband thinks that additional is his allowance. So he's like, technically it's my money. So that covers my car insurance, covers my gas for the month, and I'm scotch-free. So pretty cool.
And then you own it outright.
And then it's mine.
And
so
then you still get $800 a month.
I still get the $800 a month.
Yeah.
So it's mine.
You don't want to trade down.
Yeah, I know.
Just keep that.
I'm working for the
G
G-Wagon. But the cool thing is say the sky fell out and Arbonne just says, we're shutting down. We're not doing business anymore. Would never happen. I still get to keep my Mercedes. So kind of cool. It's not like the company comes and repos my car and when I'm in the middle of like doing an Arbonne presentation. It'd be so awkward with it. The repo man's out there. I'm like, oh God. And then the tippy top of the company. So if you're following, there's only 4 levels to the very top. Like how many other businesses only have 4 levels until you're at the very, very top of the company?
And a lot of companies people work for, there's one CEO.
Right.
You got to wait for him to, or even the people below and the below. You got to wait for them to move on, pass away, something before there's a million of you in line for that same job. And that's not the case. There's room at any level for as many people that want to get there. So we won't say, no, sorry, you can't be an area manager right now. We have too many area managers. Or you can't be a national vice president because we already we're capped at national. We never will say that.
Yeah. So all my military people, we always say they got to die or retire, right? Like you got to die or retire to get somebody else's job. Or there are caps, right? There's caps on how many tech sergeants they can be, how many chiefs there can be. There's caps. With Arbonne, there's no caps. And so the very top level of the company is national vice president, which is what Sarah is. And with that, you get $1,000 a month for your Mercedes. And is it $100,000 life insurance as well?
You get that as
regional. Oh, hey, people are here. Can you make sure you mute yourself? Hi.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm just jumping in. I'm late.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
But anyways, at the very tippy top of the company, you get the extra, and then of course the life insurance, plus you get another pay raise. And so at every single level, you get a pay raise, you get more commission. Obviously, your team is growing and your clientele is growing. So that's even more lives that you've changed.
And a lot more perks. You get to go to Maui every January.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Maui's a nice trip. This will be our first one in January. My husband and I are going to go.
Yeah. Yeah. So to me, the products are incredible. The products are going to sell itself. What's great is we have products that people are looking for. Sarah talked about our founder, Peter Mort, being a visionary, and he was thinking about green in the 80s, right? Most people were thinking about green in the 60s, and that was a different kind of green. But now, I mean, think of that now. So I would love to be in his mind and think, if he was still alive, what would he be thinking about this company 30, 40 more years from now, and where is this company going to be? And I'll say, when I first started, I thought, I could just replace my husband's income. My husband's active duty Air Force as well. He's creeping up on his 20-year mark. He's got about a year and a half. If you ask him, it's like 5 minutes from now. He thinks it's so soon. Like, baby, still got a year and a half, like, breaks. But he's like, what if we could replace my income? And we kept seeing Sarah's success and being around Willie and just seeing how it has changed their family. We just thought, why not? Worst case scenario, we'll get awesome products that we're already using. And if we just so happen to replace Rowan's income, then if we just so happen to replace Rowan's income, like, we can kind of cruise control at that level and live the same exact life that we're living with both of us being active duty Air Force. I'll tell you, I now know what it feels like to reevaluate your life monthly. Like, we literally have to change our budget monthly because it grows so much and people are looking for what we have. People want to join this business, so we don't have to do the like door-to-door, hey, total stranger in my neighborhood, can you give me 5 minutes? I promise I'm not selling a vacuum cleaner. This is what I got, and this is why it's great. We don't have to do that, which is beautiful, because I was like, there is no way in hell that I am doing those gimmicky parties where you invite friends over. Listen, if I'm offending people in the room, I'm just going to say it. You invite 20 friends over and they feel terrible because they're your friends, so they have to say yes and they have to come. And as soon as they walk in, you put an order form in their hand. Like, what does that feel like? You know what I mean? Like, has anybody ever been there? Has anybody had that order form? Okay, so, all right, I'm not talking to walls in here. That's me. So y'all know what it feels like. You're like, oh, okay. And then you're thinking, you're looking through the catalog, like, what's the cheapest thing that I could buy to, like, buy something, but not be too cheap to where they're like, God, did you see she only bought the $5 product? You know, like, you don't want to be that girl, but you kind of do, because, like, you don't want it. You don't want this stuff. Like, you don't need like a wall plug or, I don't know, whatever, like a socket decoration. Whatever. You don't want it. And so you do it to appease them, and then the next time they email you, what do? Sorry, girl, I didn't see this until just now, and it's 2 weeks after their party. You totally avoid the situation. We don't have to do that because our company and our founder was so innovative, so far ahead of time, that we don't have to shove it down people's throat. They come searching for us. So I love that of the business model. Oh, okay.
Good job.
That's okay. Yeah.
Like what?
Nope. This is what we're saying.
Okay.
Right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Everybody else got it.
We'll see. But yeah, I mean, you really hit something huge, because it's not just like the business, or it's not, I mean, it's the products that, these are things that people are using anyway. So when you sign up as a consultant, you immediately have your own digital store. You are in business, ready to go. And now when you show somebody else about the products that we have, like, think about it this way. We're not just selling products, but we do have to sell. We are also looking at, building an organization. But if you open up your own Victoria's Secret franchise, let's say, and your doors are open, you don't get paid when you sign all these people up, or you don't get paid just to open the store. You get paid when people come in and they come shopping, right? But how do you talk to people? How do you get them to come take a look at things? Well, that's the beauty, is that people today are vegan. They want products that we have. People today are ingredient label readers. People are using shampoo. Everybody hopefully washed their hair within the last week. But when we run out of shampoo or mascara or whatever, we go buy more. Like those who use soap and they use things day in and day out, or drink protein shakes, when you run out, you just go buy more. And so we can teach people as a client how to buy those same products that they're already using, but they're better ingredients. They're better for them. And we can show them all how to do it at a discount, how to shop from your digital store, so you don't have to go knocking on people's doors. You don't have to drop ship product, and you don't have to carry any inventory. All you do is show them how to log in, how to shop when they run out, and it gets delivered right to their home. then you can have conversations with them as they keep sending you people, and they say, oh, my friend wants to use this, my friend wants to get in the challenge, or whatever happens, and you can say, you know what, why not take a look at this business as well. And that's a very easy way to build a team. And that's truly, I feel like, when you get to those different levels, that doesn't matter if you are a team of 1 or a team of 1,000. It doesn't matter what numbers you have. I think that's truly a big difference with Arbonne compared to other companies that are out there. A lot of other companies are requiring you that you sign up people. We're not about signing up people. We're about changing lives and building relationships, building a global organization, because that is truly what's possible. I want to go back into the levels that you were talking about too, and what it takes to get to those levels and what kind of income you could have. So, you know, at the district manager level, since there's just 4, like, how easy is it, or how difficult is it? Well, it just depends on how much work you decide that you want to do. Same thing with any job. If you decide that you're only going to work 5 hours a week and someone else is working 40, they're probably going to move up faster than you, right? They're making more money too, yeah. So it's the same thing with any other job. It's all about what you put into it. And so we do try to teach people, if you want to go fast, we can teach you how to do that. District manager is definitely a place a lot of people can get to within 1 to 3 months. It's, what did you do, in 11 days? She did 11 days. That's like, I think, a record for a couple of people on our team. But she did.
To get paid, y'all.
Yeah, she did not mess around. But it's definitely, it's possible. 1 to 3 months, it can happen. And at that level, you know, I would say most people, they're going to average around $500 a month on average. Some make $1,000 a month or so. But let's just talk about $500 a month. If every single month you got a check for $500, what would that $500 do? Would it help pay down debt? Would it help make a car payment or 2? Would it help go towards mortgage? Would it allow kids to go do a certain sport that maybe something you're saying no to that you can say yes to today? Maybe you just stockpile that $500, and at the end of the year, you got a little over $5 grand, $6 grand, and you can go on an awesome trip. You know, there's a lot of different things you could do with that. And that's just the first level. And an area manager, like Ashley was saying, you know, when the business is willable, is awesome. But I feel like that's also a really nice income level. Most area managers, they're going to average around $2,000, $2,500 a month. We've got a lot that make, you know, $4,000 or $5,000 a month on our team. But think about $2,500 a month. Does anybody here have a mortgage payment that's $2,500 or less? Yeah, that's your mortgage. Yeah. So if it's less,
You don't.
I don't. Yeah, I picked that up. But so think about that. If it's $2,500 or less, that's going towards something huge. That could be on top of what you're already paying now. That is a lot of added extra. You could be paying your house off in a shorter amount of time than you are right now. You have 10 years left now, maybe you only have 5. It's impactful. Regional vice president, I would say on average, our regional vice presidents probably make around $6,000, $8,000 a month, but we have people on our team that are making over 10. But it's possible, right? That is 6-figure income. That is not just the house that you can afford, that's the house that you can now have, that you want, that's your dream home. That is zip code changing money. That is not date night money. This is 6-figure income. That's also, if you really think about this, this is when, you know, you think about doctors and dentists and chiropractors, they're making the same kind of money, and the amount of time and hours that they have to put in, you know what? And if they're at an event like this, or there's someplace where they're not working, they're not getting paid, you know? I know a chiropractor who really, you know, struggles. If he is not in his office, he's not getting paid. If his assistant is out sick, or his lady that answers the phones and does the bills, guess who does it? He does on his days or times off. That's, you know, this is a way that somebody can do Arbonne as well on the side and get paid some serious income. National vice presidents on average are around $20,000 to $25,000 a month. And we know many that are in the 6 figures a month and high 6 figures a month. Like, wrap your head around that. That is mind blowing. And I know a lot of people would think, my gosh, I don't know how I could get to national vice president. But if you can get to district manager, you can show someone else how to get to district manager, you can get to national vice president. And so that's truly what this business is done, is we've been able to see not just getting to a certain point, but teaching others how to do that too. And now that's my biggest, I've already got to national vice president. Now I just get to teach everybody else how to get there too, right? So I just really, you know, I think about that, and sometimes some of you, might be someone sitting here today saying, you know what, you know, great for sharing the money, but money's not really like what I'm here about. I didn't need it, but it changed. I didn't like how much I had to work. I did not like being away from my family. I did not like a lot of different things. And if you think about, I love what I do, but if there's a but, your commute, or but the long hours, or but anything, the whole industry that I was in the financial industry, was completely changing, and it was not becoming fun. And there were a lot of clients that I had to give up, and I had to say, you know what, I can't do business with you because of the regulations. And I said, you know what, this is not where I want to be anymore. This is not where I want to work until I'm 65. And that's why I said, you know what, this is it. I'm putting in too much time and too much work, and I've got something that is so much more powerful, so much more, has so much more purpose, and I'm getting paid the same as I was making at my other job. Like, I could just walk away from that. That was crazy, right? I still think I'm a little nuts for doing it. But when you start to figure out your whys, you start to figure out your visions. That was not my vision in the beginning, but things changed. And if there's any of you here that like to give, and you think about a charity, or you think about when somebody says something that they're hurting, or you think about all these hurricanes and all of these different places that have had so much turmoil with their family situations. There's fires everywhere right now. I mean, there's so much going on. And if you know anybody and you think, gosh, I wish I could help, that's just not okay. But how can you help? When there's extra, that's where it makes a difference.
Yeah, Sarah was talking about, I mean, we've had a lot of stuff happen in our world lately, right? Like, we're all kind of like, geez, what today, when you turn on the news. But one of the things that I absolutely love about our team is that we are striving to be the #1 network marketing company in the world that gives back. And Sarah talked about our leader, Cecilia Stoll, at the beginning. And I'm going to tell you a condensed version of a story that she told us at the VP retreat. But before I do, I just want to ask anybody in here, and I want to just get candid. The camera can't see y'all's hands raised, but I can. Who in here makes a substantial amount of money to the point that you're like, if I didn't make another dime, I'm totally comfortable with that? I expected at least a couple of hands. Y'all are kind of surprised me. I really thought a few hands were going to go up. So I'll tell you guys, when we were at the VP retreat, now keep in mind some of these people, gosh, I don't even want to throw out numbers, but $500,000, $250,000 a month is their paychecks. Okay. So, I mean, we're talking, you know, this ain't date night money. Like, I'm going from shrimp to a filet mignon. This is like, we're shutting Nobu down and having a whole event there. Like, this is different. It's different. This is different level money. Okay. But like we talk about, it's not about the dollar sign in the bank account. It's about what that money allows you to do. So our upline, Cecilia Stoll, paid $27,000 for a pancake breakfast. Pancakes, y'all, right? Like, what kind of pancakes were those? Are they endless for the rest of the life? Is what I'm hearing when she's. I'm like, well, what the hell are these gold-plated pancakes? Like, but the reason that she was able to do that was because she was in Zambia on a mission trip, and one of the organizations that came over raffled off a pancake breakfast.
Because they weren't eating the pancake
Because they were not eating pancake breakfast. For 3 weeks, she was living on cold peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Breakfast and dinner.
And for breakfast and dinner. And our Arbonne protein bars. And now they're delicious, but for 3 weeks straight, like, you know, girl needs a little substance. You can imagine she's probably used to eating pretty good. I would imagine. She eats pretty good, you know, regularly. So she was roughing it, you know. She was roughing it over there with the PB&Js and the snack bars. And this organization came over and they raffled bacon, eggs, and pancakes And
Well, they do it because at the end they do a couple auctions, and it's to get the students' desks. So her job, she says, that at this auction, I want to get the students' desks.
yes,
And so I want to be able to auction. I want to be able to go for one of the auctions and make sure that these kids have desks. And so that's what the money actually went towards, not really the pancakes, right?
yeah. And but that auction spoke to her heart in that moment, a hot meal. And she already had the vision of what that trip was going to mean and what she was going to be able to do in the lives that she was going to be able to change on that. And when you think of that, I mean, how many people do you know that can pay $27,000 for a pancake breakfast and not miss a beat?
Hey, there were bacon and eggs.
And bacon and eggs. And I mean, listen, I don't care how farm raised or cage free or organic it was. Still, that's a $27,000 breakfast, y'all. Like, this ain't Cracker Barrel on Sunday. Like, this is, but the fact of it's not about this fancy schmancy breakfast, because it's not what it is. It's about what she was allowed to do through that, right? And so if we think about things like that, and I think it took her like a year or something crazy to become a district manager. She lost titles and gained it back, and she's not originally from America. She's from Brazil. And and so she was doing this back before there was any internet or smartphone. I mean, we have a office at our fingertips. I carry my cell phone around. I know every one of y'all has a cell phone in here, and it's like probably glued to your hip 99% of the time. That is your office. How cool is that to have an office at your fingertips? How cool is that you don't have to take out, a $300,000 loan to open a brick and mortar business and then spend another $100,000 to stock it with products and spend, at least $500 on a fancy schmancy open sign because you want that thing blinging so everybody knows that you are open for business, and you hope like hell that someone comes in and likes what you have to offer. We don't have to do that. So what am I missing? I think probably fears.
Don't have enough time.
Yeah, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money. I don't know enough people. I think those are all common fears that probably go through most people's heads when they're thinking about a business like this.
And let's just face it too, sometimes we just think that we're too good for something like this. We think network marketing, we think direct sales. We think about pushing product, and we think about, making sure that we have these parties, and we're saying, here, have an order form, have an order form, have an order form. And we think about things so differently. And I think that's one of the biggest pieces for me, that I was fearful of time, and I was fearful about what would people think. And those are common.
There might be a lot of people in here that do work a lot and don't have very much time, and I'll attest, she didn't have time. Like, she worked hard all the time, and taking on this business, she made a way to find the time, and that's what's incredible. And now she has all the time she wants.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. When you find out that something works and there's a purpose and you can see the vision, you find ways to do things. I made sure I got my hair done when I needed to every 6 to 8 weeks. I found the time to do that. I made sure that I had time to make a dentist appointment. I would make time. Maybe something got pushed off a little bit, but you make time for things. Or sometimes you exchange time for certain things. You make some exchanges in life, and you say, you know what? This last year while I was going nation, and I knew that I was going to be having the opportunity to leave my job sooner, and that was going to allow me much more time with my daughter and my husband and friends, I said, you know what? I'm going to give up going to the gym. I don't have time to do it 5-6 days a week. I need that extra hour, 1 hour, and so I try to figure out, you know what? I can get up a little earlier. Instead of getting up at 6, I'm going to get up at 5. There's my other hour. Maybe I could work out while I'm listening to a call, while I'm doing that. So maybe I can still do that 2 or 3. You just figure it out, when it becomes important. I think not knowing enough people, if you were to, pick up a cell phone, or you were to pick up your Facebook and see how many friends are on your Facebook account or Instagram, you probably know more than 100 people at least, and you probably don't even realize it. But look at Ashley. I didn't know who the heck she was until she sat next to me at a hibachi restaurant a year and a half ago. And so that's the thing, is that you just meet people. Wherever you go, you talk to people. Well, if you don't, you'd end up talking to people because you realize that this is truly a gift. And I'm always thinking about now when I go places, who's the next person's life that I can change? And when I meet somebody and they have an amazing personality, I just think, I got to know this person more. And I want to become friends with them. I want to do life with them. And that's the beauty about this. We get to choose who we want to do business with.
And I want to say that for all the guests that are in the room, because if you were invited here, like, that's a big deal. It wasn't to put a butt in a seat. Even if someone told you that's why you're coming. Maybe they told you that to get you here. I've used it before too. There's no shame in that. I'm like, you know what? I just need to fill the room. I just need to fill the room. But really, it's because I know that this person could change lives. And sometimes we can see so much beauty in other people that they can't see themselves. And that comes with a responsibility, right? Like, that comes with being a responsible friend and telling someone, I can see better for you. And not that what you're doing is bad or not good enough or anything like that, but I love you so much. I want you to live a life of abundance. I don't want your cup to just be full to the top. I want it to overflow so much so that you can pour that into other people. You can pour that into your family. You can pour that into your coworkers. It's a domino effect. If someone walks by you and they're smiling and they're happy and they say good morning and you're in a pissy mood, don't that kind of change your mood a little bit? Like, you're like, oh, good morning. You know, I'm trying to be mad right now. But, you know, they kind of mess your mojo up because they're a super happy person. And I'm jaded because I'm 1 year and some change into this business. So I know what it can do. I know the difference that it can make. I'm on the other side of the fence of some people, if you will. But I will tell you, it's a domino effect in your entire life, your family's life, your friend's life, your acquaintances' life, your social media, friends' life, because they see it. They see you living a life of abundance. They see you changing lives. They see the messages on your Facebook wall saying, thank you so much because of your help, because of your coaching, because of Arbonne's products, whatever they account it to, attest it to. I'm now able to run up and down the steps chasing my grandkids. I'm now able to wear a two-piece on vacation. You know, that's huge for some people. Maria's lost 50 pounds.
I have more than 5 dresses to wear.
Her closet doubled. Yay! But it is. It's absolutely life-changing. So I want to throw the question out. If you continue to do what you're doing right now, what will your life look like in 5 years? And for me, that's one of those like gulp moments, right? Because when you think of that, you're like, my life's wonderful. My life's not bad at all. I've got a fat dog and I've got an awesome husband. Like, life is good, but it can be better, right? There's always some room for a little more abundance, a little more love, a little more compassion, a little more life changers in the world. So it can be a lot better. So if you keep doing what you're doing, what's your life going to look like in 5 years? If you absolutely love the answer to that question, and there's not one thing in the world that you would change, and your life is absolutely so perfect, and you make more money than you possibly know what to do with, then change somebody else's life. Give that gift away. If you're living in that abundance, give it to somebody else. That's all I have. Yeah, I'm tapped out.
I know. We're gonna, yeah, we'll drop the mic. But seriously, if you guys are thinking, I know there's some of you in this room that are gonna sign up with us tonight, and there's gonna be some of you that are gonna go home and you're not gonna be able to sleep tonight. I know there's many people who are in this room who have had that same experience where they couldn't sleep because those wheels were turning and they started thinking, what if? Get with the person that invited you here today and have a conversation with them about how Arbonne can fit into your life. nooks and crannies, an hour here, an hour there, whatever it is, because we lock arms with each other. You're not in business. You're in business by yourself. No. For yourself, but not by yourself. I knew I was going to botch that. But you are. You're not in business by yourself, because we all support each other. And that's the best thing about the social media and all the other things that we have. We have groups, we have phone calls, we have Boxers, we have all sorts of ways that we communicate to make sure that you're on a path to success. So thank you guys. We're going to do a little recognition, so we can wrap in time. And we're going to do some raffles to see if somebody won some fun stuff.
Hey.
So I'll have Liz come on up.
Oh yeah, she's
Okay.
got the whole row going. Oh yeah. Hey.
You're too tall. I can't see.
Look, short people parks.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to stop the recording. Thank you, Rebecca. Bye. We'll see you later.